What's cooking, chicks? It's me. I'm cooking. I'm sharing with you 5 realistic, simple, high-protein, nutritious dinners that I'm eating throughout the week. So if you're struggling with ideas, you're trying to lose body fat, or just incorporate more protein while keeping life delicious, this video is for you. Let's get into it. I'm actually out of meat for protein for myself tonight, so that's okay with me because I'm such a fan of just scrambles and cottage cheese, and so we're making that. So I'm starting off with mushrooms. Mushrooms are just such an easy way to really add volume to your meals, any meal, with really low calories. Like I love mushrooms with eggs. I'll fry them in some garlic too. Okay, I've got a bunch of egg whites in here. I can't remember the exact amount, but I will tell you at the very end. I'll check my phone. Egg whites and 2 eggs. Looking and smelling delicious from the garlic. I'm also going to add... I'm gonna let you guess before I even show you. Okay, so now we are adding the kabocha squash. You guessed it. You guessed it. I love eggs with squash, in case you have not noticed. If you're new here, eggs and squash, thank me later. If a food that comes from the earth could sponsor me, I would hope it to be squash. The amount of DMs I get every day telling me that I've gotten someone hooked on squash, I think it's hilarious. Yo, check out this meal, dude. Oh my god. That's a big meal, man. Big appetite chicas unite. Your girl is not eating small, okay? No flavor sacrifice, literally whatsoever, for tonight's dinner without meat. The stats of tonight's meal, that was a very simple, quick, and easy meal. We've got 580 calories, 57 grams of protein. Oh, I need to put you onto this. New obsession, kind of why I'm like eating a lot of eggs right now, because I love adding this to it. So I have trust issues. So I've been seeing it at Costco and I'll be like, hey girl, I see you, but I just need to feel you out a little bit longer. Anyway, we finally went for it. It is this pressed cottage cheese. I don't want it to like leak. Macros, insane. So 27 grams of protein, high. This is a, wow, 0.8% fat. What the hell? Wow. I like it because it's a little bit different. First of all, it's not creamy, it's pressed. So it almost acts like a feta. Like you break it apart. I find it has a little bit more of a savory, it's almost like adding feta. Like it feels like you get to add an abundance of feta to your dinner. So if you're a girly that's reading the labels, you would know now by when you look at cottage cheese, it's not fun. It kind of crushes your soul. I've never found a super clean one. The best one I have found so far has been Avalon Organics, and so I've been eating that. Here we go. 2 freaking ingredients. Pasteurized skim milk, bacterial culture. What it is, ho? What's up? That's what I'm talking about. I feel better eating that. You know what I mean? Hold the gums if you can. I get it because it's creamy and all that. Sorry, my bra keeps showing. Really annoying. But I love this. Really highly recommend you buy this, okay? Throw it onto your savory dishes. Like it's so easy. It's like adding feta, but it's not feta. Okay, it's not gonna taste like feta, but you know what I mean, okay? Highly recommend. That's tonight's dinner. That's what we whipped up. I hope I've impressed you a little bit. I'm kind of impressed myself, not gonna lie. This has become a really colorful, beautiful dish. Very excited to eat it. Okay, today we are doing a very light and easy, no fuss dinner. We had like a late lunch, and so we're not super hungry, but we did take chicken breasts out, and we're gonna make something fresh and easy. So what I'm doing is I had like random left bits of some sweet potato. I'm gonna just chuck a few pieces of that. It was literally like half of a small one, but whatever. Kind of low on groceries, so. Now, I'm gonna start with just seasoning my chicken and then letting it kind of chill just for a sec while I make the rest of the dinner. This is our favorite way of cooking chicken lately. Here's a breast, and I'm just cutting it like into 3. So they're still pretty big bites so that they get a nice char, but they don't dry the hell out, because that's how I do it. And this is Will's taught me how to do this. He's such a good cook.
Never a good time in a long time.
You are Chef Ramsay. And so this is actually not even a lot of meat for the 2 of us. Usually we would almost have like 3 breasts for 2 people. We only have this because we're cut low on groceries. So I'm gonna show you how I beef up the bowl with more protein. But first, let's season it. So we love Cajun seasoning. This is Cajun seasoning, no MSG added, thank the Lord. Now you saturate this freaking chicken. We like it really Cajun-y and with a good char. So I usually put a lot on, then we mix it around, and then I'll add more for the other sides. We have a cast iron pan Just on what? Low, medium? Low, medium. You want it to have a nice little when you put the chicken on, but you don't want to burn it and you don't want to be too low. So we're gonna add coconut oil, just like less than a tablespoon, probably just a teaspoon for all of this chicken. We're not gonna cook the chicken yet because I just want to wait a sec because my sweet potato just went in. It's not gonna take long, but I'm gonna make a sauce that's gonna add tons of protein to the dish. I love making sauces. You can do it with yogurt or cottage cheese. I'm just picking one. I'm gonna go with the organic low-fat yogurt from Costco. This will add a ton of flavor, very low calories and high protein, so you can make quite a bit of sauce just for like the two of us and use it all, which is great for me because your girl likes to eat some saucy shit. I don't want to play around with no dry diet food. I'm gonna measure everything so that I can show you the macros and calories. You don't come here for cooking like tips. We're here to like just eat certain flavors and foods. But if you're looking for actual good advice when it comes to how to cook things, you're gonna want to click off this channel. I eat the stems, I eat it all. I don't really care. I'm gonna do a bunch because I feel like you can't go wrong with herbs. Boom. So just to kind of show you how I think about planning a meal. Chicken breast, that's my protein, very lean. I've got sweet potato, carbohydrates. I've got this so far, it's Greek yogurt, super lean, right? What am I missing? Fat. Where is the fat coming from? So I'm gonna get healthy saturated fat from our favorite cheese, which is this pepperino from Costco, okay? If you're looking for a high-speed blender that's really powerful, I do not recommend this one. But we still kind of like it. Honestly, we bought a Ninja as well just because this can't handle much. I still reach for it. It's so nice to not have a cord and just pull it out. Something about it just keeps pulling me back, everything I need you in my life. Every time I try to go, something keeps telling me that. Anyway, gonna add some ground pepper, salt. I'm gonna add 2 cloves of garlic. But my nonna said when we were baking once together, you don't make a mess, you don't cook. And I never forgot it. I was like, oh my God, that's brilliant. It made me feel so much better because she is the queen of cooking and baking. Like, she is the top of the hierarchy for me. Okay, now, ideally, you add, I'm revealing myself right now, lemon juice from lemons. I have this. Is it perfect? Absolutely not, but it's for emergencies because I was going through tons of lemon and this was just gonna help me for certain recipes because I'm using like a tablespoon. But anyway, you're putting lemon juice in it. It can't be perfect, okay? I actually am still probably going to have to add some water to this because this blender is that non-powerful, so I'm gonna do that. If you find that gross, look away, but I'm gonna put water in it. So I like this because it's a nice way. If you're watching your calories, fats are the most calorific thing that you eat. To be able to spread your fats like cheese all over your bowl through a sauce, like for me visually and like for my appetite, it's like a little hack. Cool, so that's done. I'm just gonna pop that in the fridge and continue on. So just a little tip when I'm making the sauce, I make it for 2 servings just to keep it really easy, and I log everything in half. So for example, there was about 45 grams that went into that. I just put in 22 into the app, and that's how I log for the sauce. Pan's hot, we're gonna put this on. So what we do, we place it on, and I put a timer on for 4 minutes, and then all I do is flip. It's 4 minutes per side. Will has taught me this magic trick. We're gonna start the 4 minutes. Okay, now I'm just gonna add some like low calorie extras just to keep it nice and fresh in the bowl, add some texture. Also have some nice organic cherry tomatoes that I need to use up, so I'm gonna log these, especially just for the purpose of today's video. I'm gonna use arugula as the base today because yum. I'm gonna add some of the veggies in, and I'm gonna put a portion of the sauce in now and mix that around a little bit before I add my protein. Just so we keep it saucy, you know? To the window, to the wall, to the sweat drops down my balls. Okay, I'm gonna add my sweet potato, done. That was like 20 minutes. Will has really taught me to not overdo it. It's like as soon as you think it's ready, like take it off, cut it open, and often like it is. So I like to chop it up before it goes on the bowl. Perfect. Gonna start getting the bowls going. Look at that. Nice char. Look how juicy that is. That's chicken. I'm gonna burn myself. it's juicing. Like there's liquid coming out of the chicken. Hot-ish cast iron pan, 4 minutes per side, okay? Got a kick to it too. Woo, baby! That is dinner. That is a balanced meal right there. We've got healthy carbohydrates, nice lean protein, like this is a solid protein meal, and healthy fats from our raw cheese. And we've got micronutrients, arugula, all the good things, really. Like, it's solid. This is a huge bowl. This dinner has me at 454 calories, 51 grams of protein, 12 grams of fats, and 34 grams of carbs. I just want to sit down and eat it. So yeah, simple, fresh, super easy. That's dinner for Friday. Girl dinner. I'm home alone for dinner tonight, and I don't know what it is about just like having a little bit of alone time. You know what I mean? I'm not cooking for the man. I'm just cooking for me. You know what I mean? So something about it's kind of fun. The vibe is easy, delicious, and high protein. My ladies, we are gonna make a cottage cheese fat wrap. It's gonna be so good. I've made this a few times already. I'm absolutely obsessed. It comes out huge. It feels very carby, very delicious, and it's not. It's just high protein, low calorie, friggin' bomb. So wait till this is gonna be on your repeat list. Part of this wrap has to be on the inside for me tonight. It's gonna be squash. I'm addicted. I've made this wrap a few times now, and it's just really nice to add that sweetness inside of it. So I always start by putting my squash into the oven first at the beginning of my recipe so that it has time to do its thing. So here's how I cook my kabocha squash perfectly. Take your pan, line it with parchment, chuck on your squash. You are going to lift up a corner of the pan and you're gonna put some water in it. Don't measure, I just run the tap for 1 second. It technically needs like a tablespoon, but I put like, whatever. I just run the tap for like a count to 2. 1, 2, done. Okay, you just want a little bit of water there because we are going to steam. You can get your foil. I usually bake it around 400. Right now it's at 350. I'm gonna bake it at 350 just for a little longer because I'm going to cook the wrap at 350. So I just need only one temperature. So that's fine. This cooks beautifully as well at 350. So this is gonna go in. You've probably seen viral cottage cheese wraps, and I made it in the past in Australia and it worked well, but it just came back into my sphere lately and I made it and I was like, oh my God. I had it twice in one day. I had it for lunch, and then I had it the exact same meal for dinner. So freaking good. Let me show you how to make it. Really, really simple. 2 eggs. Has tons of protein, so you don't even need to fill your wrap with protein because the wrap itself is the protein. Like, it's like Bob's your uncle, you know what I mean? My low-fat cottage cheese. I'm using the Avalon Organics if you're in Canada. I'm gonna do 225 grams of low-fat cottage cheese. I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic powder and salt. That's it. We blend it up. Come on, it's all good. Parchment and kind of like start building, like drawing a circle to make it go wider and wider and wider. You don't want it to be too thin because you want it to have some structure so that you can wrap it when it comes out. You know, not translucent, so where you spread it too thin and then you can see the paper kind of underneath it. So that's what makes this dinner so easy, is that my pumpkin is like, everything's just cooking together. So I just come back to the kitchen and things are all kind of ready at the same time. This goes into the oven for about 30 minutes, but I keep a close eye on it because it can really quickly be overdone and then it starts to crack when you fold it and you kind of like messed up the whole wrap situation. So it's going in. Oh my God, you guys, it smells literally like fresh pizza dough. So I think this is done. I'm gonna let this cool and I'm gonna now make the insides. Just to show you, like I threw the squash in like 5 minutes before that went in. And look, it's like super soft. With the wrap, you don't want to take it off the pan. Like let it just sit for a second because it's way more prone to ripping if you just try now when it's hot. Let it cool for like 5 minutes and then it should peel off pretty easy. So I actually don't need any more protein for this wrap. My protein target is already gonna be like close to 200 today, but I feel like I need something else in this wrap. I told you I don't have meat, but I'm actually gonna go for some turkey bacon. I don't eat this stuff very often, but it adds some nice saltiness. I feel like it's just gonna cut through. It's like what the wrap needs. Okay, moment of truth. She-bang! She-bang! Okay, looks like I could have probably done, but look at that. Pretty easy. It's just a little moist on the inside, but let's go a little bit of arugula for some freshness. A little bit to the side. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna add some more healthy fats. That's what I'm missing from my day here. So I want to get some saturated fats in, and a bit of salty cheese is gonna be good, mate. 20 grams of cheese. So what I do for tracking is I cut off my portion and then I grate it, just because it's a little bit more accurate that way. My kitchen is a disaster. Put this on the wrap when it's just about done so that it cooks and melts on top. I feel like it needs some wetness, so I'm going to add this pico de gallo just for some freshness and some, but you can do any sauce. You can add Cholula, like whatever you want. Okay, so like this is a meal. Look how big this is. Look how easy it wraps. Oopsie. Come on. All right, let's share the first bite together. That is good. That was so easy. Let's talk about the calories and macros. So I logged about 300 grams of kabocha, but probably about half of that made it into this wrap because I always just cook the same amount and I just eat it off the pan because I just like kabocha squash so much. As I'm editing this video, I am realizing that I was wrong calculating my calories. I forgot something. So the calories came to 598, call it 600, 65 grams of protein, 23 fat, and 41 carb. Sorry about that. Okay, tonight's gonna be a nice Greek-inspired dinner. Very, very excited for this one. I think this is a sauce that I haven't put yet up on here, so I'm stoked to do it with you. It's just a homemade tzatziki that's low-cal, high protein, and really adds a lot of volume and flavor to dinner. So what I do is I've got my chicken breast here and a bit of salt because my seasoning doesn't have salt in it. So I'm just using this. It's not great, but you can't be perfect. I haven't really found any clean seasonings, and it comes down to a time thing. I don't know if all men are the same, but when you load the dishwasher, you put things in before you're gonna turn it on, like that you're not gonna use in the next 24 hours because you're not gonna turn it on for like another day, but they put in the things that you're definitely gonna use, you know. Okay, here we go. So that's gonna go there. Now, this will be enough for like both of our dinners to really load it on, but you could definitely like spread this out over more meals, but I ain't like that normally. So we're gonna start by grating some cucumbers, about enough as like one kind of medium large one. I'm gonna do 3 minis, kind of like the thick grater here. Now you can get any sort of cloth. I just use paper towel, and you pick it up and you go over the sink and you just drain the water. I used to not do this, but my dad was like, oh, what are you doing? It's so much extra water inside your yogurt, so it makes a lot of sense why you wouldn't do that. Okay, and that just goes straight into our bowl. The organic 0% Greek yogurt. Kirkland does an absolute beauty job. There's lemon potatoes inside the oven. Oh, sorry, no, they're just regular roasted potatoes that I'll squeeze lemon on after. I might have a few of those. Those are Willie's. And then, did we do squash or did we yes, we did kabocha squash. You guys, I'm just obsessed. Yes, it's lower calorie, but it's one of my favorite foods. So I'll turn the scale on and I'll measure this out so we can see the macros and calories of tonight's dish. I really love chopping up a bunch of fresh dill into this, but I just have this freeze-dried dill because I couldn't find any dill. So I like a lot. Dump it in there. So I like to do this, you know, before I do the meat and stuff like that, as early as I can. You could even, like, if you know you're gonna have this for dinner, doing it at like lunchtime or morning. The earlier you can, the better, because then it just gets to marinate and get a little, I swear it's just like, it gets better the longer it sits in the fridge. But anyway, I'm gonna go full lemon, as much lemon as you want. Give it some flavor. Another thing that's really nice is dried mint. I've done that a few times. Woo, baby, that's really good. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of black pepper. I'm gonna add 2 cloves of garlic as well. Fun fact, I know that some of the anti-cancer properties of garlic come out when you like chop it and you and you leave it for, I think, like 10 minutes before it gets cooked or something. I ain't no biochemist doctor, you know what I mean? But I do keep that in mind ever since I heard that. I've seen it like a few times now. Knowing that I'm eating like raw garlic that's been chopped is pretty neat. Do as much garlic as you want though. My dad's like a freaking vampire, so when I'm making it at his house, he just hands me like 6 cloves and he's like, chop these. So you just do it. And it's freaking delicious. So this is amazing for on the Matty Patties. Make a thing for the week or for the next few days at least. Keep it in the fridge, and then every day, like the easiest, nicest snack out of the fridge when you're like really in a pinch is taking some beef patties, like take 2 beef patties out of the fridge, dump some tzatziki on it. Oh my gosh. Feels like a freaking top tier freaking restaurant meal, and you had it in like 6 seconds. That's that. Really thick and creamy. Oh my god. That's gonna go in the fridge. Cast iron's on. We're doing our 4 minutes per side. Other random fat loss tip when I'm waiting for things to cook. And I find it a perfect time to move around my house and vacuum because I don't like standing here by the stove for like, you know, 5 minutes at a time. So vacuuming is like my favorite way to get steps. I have a weird obsession with vacuuming. For the base of the plate, I threw on just some nice salad greens and some chopped cherry tomatoes. I've got my kabocha squash there. I might do a little bit of the tzatziki now so that the bottom doesn't get super dry. Now, lox. I'm having a whole package to myself. Some people like to fill their plate with carbs. I like to fill it with chicken. This is my favorite part of the meal. If you are someone who still feels a little bit afraid of eating a lot of meat and eating a lot of protein, I'm here to tell you that lean protein and healthy, good quality protein is nothing to be afraid of. I'm eating 225 grams. We've kind of been told like it's, oh, you know, you can only have like a small little chicken breast. Just bullshit, basically. Spread the goods, baby. Let's talk the stats. The things I'm really counting, right? I've got my chicken breast, my Greek yogurt. I don't count. I'm just giving you tips for when you're logging your food. If you feel more comfortable logging every single thing, you totally can. The macros of this meal come to 6 grams of fat, 62 protein, and 30 carb. Now, typically, like you might think that's really low fat. And if I had 3 meals today with 6 grams of fat, you know, 18 grams in a day, that is not enough. Period. However, I wanted to just let you know, right, that the world is your oyster. And so you might have a breakfast, lunchtime, maybe you've got some more, it's like a lower carb day, but then at dinner you decide this, and then maybe your dessert, like me, is gonna have some peanut butter or whatever. You don't have to have a even macro split or whatever the split is for every single meal. As long as in your day, you're getting adequate nutrition from each macronutrient. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. That is what's important. So don't stress because meals change. And I will add some avocado just because look how nice and green it is. Easy way to do this. Put your avocado on the scale. And now I'm just going to take some out and then I'm just going to weigh the avocado again. Boom. It's minus 28 because I've taken away 28 grams. So we'll just do that. So now I will add the avocado. There we go. 50 calories. An extra 4.5 grams of really healthy fats to support my health, my hormones, my recovery, all that good gang. So there we go. So that brings us, ladies, to 484 for calories and 10 grams of fat. So I just wanted to show you, there you go. That's how I just maneuvered that. So this is my dinner. I'll show you a little top-down view. Wow, look at this. It's dinner time. Let's go for a little Mexi sexy vibes, you know what I'm saying? And by Mexi, I literally mean a dinner that uses avocado and peppers. Sad. Doesn't make it Mexican. Like, I don't think so. But anyway, you know the vibe. You know the vibe. So I wanted ground beef for myself tonight. I went to the butcher and they only had 80-20. 80% ground beef, which is a ton of calories for somebody who likes to eat big portions. So I got meat for Willie and I got organic ground chicken breast for myself. Now, I'm not super hungry tonight because I did have kind of a late bit of a thing going on. So here's what I'm gonna have. Super simple. Don't even need the oven on. Like, everything's easier when like not even anything baking. You just need to use a pan. I am going to use bell peppers as like the kind of like, I always need something that's gonna bulk up my dish. Like what's gonna be the bulk? So we're gonna do greens as the base, and then I am going to saute a nice healthy amount of bell peppers. I'll get those nice and soft. I'll throw in a little bit of onion and garlic as some flavor enhancing on my bowl. Let's do that. To make it easy, right? I'll weigh how much I'm gonna have for myself and then I'll just log that. Couldn't even bother with the squash nut, you guys. That's how just much I wanna just kind of throw it together. I've also chopped up a little bit of onion. So personally, if it's like a quarter onion and I'm doing it like chopping it, dicing it, halves for me, halves for Will. So I'm gonna add, chop up some garlic. I'm gonna have the onion as well. And so what I like to do is get these veggies softening with, for like a ground beef or ground chicken dish. I get them all nice and then I toss in my ground, like meat. And I find that it just takes a ground protein to Flavor Town. You know what I mean? Guy Fieri style. Okay, while that's cooking, we will start on a nice refreshing guacamole. This is perfect. It's really hot out and I want to just eat fresh, cold, nice things. So now with the guacamole, I don't add, I call it guacamole. It's basically mashed avocado with lemon and yeah, whatever. What I do is I make the entire thing and then I just weigh out my portion when I'm actually making my dinner. Weigh out my actual serving size. All right. I'm gonna juice a whole lemon in there. And sea salt. If I cared more today, I would add some chopped garlic and some chopped onion, but it's just one of those days, you guys, so this is gonna be great on there. Just like a fresh, lemony, guaci topping. English, fantastic. Okay, here's my chicken breast. I'm literally just gonna hold it in half and put half of it inside my peppers. All right, it's time to build. So I'm gonna do a nice big base of salad greens. Now I've got my massive, I don't know if you can see this, I'll show you after, of ground chicken and peppers with garlic and onion. Now this was just basically seasoned with some paprika, salt, and pepper. I'm really low on seasonings. I've even put like Frank's as a seasoning in there, but I'm gonna top it with hot sauce, so I didn't bother. So now we'll add this is so good, you guys. It's literally just tons of lemon and salt. Just so refreshing. So we'll add that, go right there. I don't need to add guacamole. I'm just gonna add avocado because other than some lemon juice, that's it. So I bought 60 grams, but just to show you, right? I'm coming in with the tips. 60 grams, it's not that massive. It's 109 calories. So if you're sitting here, you're making it, you're kind of bites here and there, boom, extra 100 calories, just like completely under the radar. So you gotta be careful with your fats. Basically 10 out of 10 times somebody that thinks that they are in a calorie deficit and don't know where the slips are happening, it's with fats. It's so calorie dense. We need them, but we just need to pay attention to them. That is all. Here's where we really go to Flavor Town, you guys, and it's just like, it's too good to be true. It really is. Sour cream or our 0% Greek yogurt. I'm gonna do a dollop, nice healthy dollop right there. Boom. Oh, 40 calories and 7 more grams of protein. Hey, how are ya? Thanks, I'll take that. What else would add tons of flavor to this, but not a lot of calories? Salsa or pico de gallo. Using the Studio Era app, I just scanned, it's all done. Nice healthy amount for very few calories and tons of flavor. And last but not least, I think that's a girl. I was gonna say our girl, with all respect, Miss or Mr. Cholula. We go hard, okay? And so the difference with me cooking this for me and Will, right? I've made the same dinner on 2 different pans. His has the 80-20 ground beef cooked in oil. Mine has the ground chicken cooked in like a teaspoon of oil. Look at this. Yes, okay, so, oh, my senses, they're going crazy. I'm salivating in my mouth, okay? So there we go, high protein. This whole dinner, screenshot that. This is a crazy one, you guys. My dinner's just such high protein. 566 calories, 65 protein, 20 fat, 33 carb. Perfect, beautiful dinner, okay? Bone apple teeth. Look at this.